We're at yet another statue, this one in honor of the founder of GODTHÅB, the Danish settlement that's since become Nuuk. And it's at the top of a fairly substantial hill overlooking the harbor, which you can see here behind me. Quite the view, really. You can see most of the museum area, which would have been old Nuuk right here? No. Well, it would be around here. And of course you can see the apartment blocks as they're building up the modern city as well. I'm not going to move as I talk because, well, let's just say there's a lesson in this one. When I first saw the hill, I was going to climb it. Daniel was kind of reluctant. And then, once I insisted, I told him he could hang out at the church and wait while I went up here. And he went around the mountain and found a easier path to go up while I climbed various large rocks and got myself a little muddy in the process. Meanwhile, Daniel kind of easily got up here and was waiting for me when I arrived. So, yeah, lesson learned. I guess I'll follow him down. You look at it from a distance, the hill looks easy enough to ascend, and even the rocks that are here are flat on top, suggesting you should be able to climb it like stepping from one step to another. And certainly we've been doing more than our share of steps over the last week or so. But it turns out some of these rocks are much larger than they look, and the steps are much higher than just that. So it's a real challenge to make progress. And I've seen more than one person fall down into, I won't call it mud, but definitely it's sloppy out here. So yeah, obviously I have to stay put for the moment while I talk. Can't hold the camera and film myself and try and go down here. And when I'm looking at it, I'm realizing, even if I've tried to film this and said, okay, see how difficult this is? It's not obvious until you start stepping. Even as I'm making my way, I can see Daniel picking his way gingerly down too. I think this would be a lot easier were it not for the fact that it's just been raining and everything is slick. Even the flat surfaces of the rocks are a concern because they're still wet and slippery. Whereas on a sunny day, this would be no problem. It's also muddy in the smooth grassy areas as well. So it's kind of like, okay, that's not safe to go. And again, I should not be holding this and talking, but I can't seem to help myself. It really is something else. At least I've made progress, as you can see from the statue. I had to actually sit down on this rock behind me as I'm making my way. And some of them, I simply just set a hand down in order to gain purchase. Interestingly, I don't know if he's been waiting for me or if he's being that ginger about it, but I seem to be catching up with Daniel at this point. It's quite the descent. You have to be very careful where you put your foot next. One of the interesting things I should point out, and you've probably seen it when we've been on Middle Bass and the like, where you can see the scrapings on the stones that are all here. I'm presuming that has to do with the effects of the glaciers that have come through, scraped everything out, basically created the fjord on which Nuuk is built. It's just interesting to see it in front of you because this isn't something that we deal with back at home. And just when I think I'm down at the bottom, there's these rather large steps to deal with. I think I'm going to have to hand the camera off. Daniel keeps offering me a hand, and while I appreciate it, it's like, he did this on his own, I can do it on my own. I may be 25 years older than he is, but I got myself up there, I can get myself down. That was an adventure in its own right, huh? Now we can say we've done it, we don't have to do it again. That That was just a reminder that not all once-in-a-lifetime opportunities are pleasant moments necessarily, but, you want the stories, you have to have the misadventures as well. And as misadventures go, that wasn't half bad.